National Assembly of the Democratic Party DP Chair Lul Zimbasha spoke about the $1 million that Eddie Rama has spent on propaganda against the DP before promising that he will continue with new politics until a free election. Dense rainfall overnight has created problems in some of the country's ports, with ferries delayed from the port of Vlora and some cancelled in Saranda due to the bad weather. President Ilir Meta was awarded in Rome with the award International Politician of 2018, declaring that this award goes to the thousands of Albanians who live and work in Italy, as well as the Arbresh. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Saturday the 15th of December 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. During the National Assembly of the Democratic Party at the Palace of Congress, the chair of the Democratic Party, Lul Zimbasha, gave a speech during which he declared gratitude to all the citizens protesting for the National Theatre and to the students protesting against the collapse of education. Respect to all those people in the media and civil society who give voice and encourage efforts. The student youth are asking for things to change. A new political generation is needed. A new capable elite of country to guide us with moral aspiration is needed. We need to create the conditions to build the path for this transition into the new generation of politics, economy and society. The Renaissance Project was one aimed at the institutionalisation of crime. Today, politics, business and the media are merged into one. A group of politicians, businessmen and the media control the country's political power, media and economic power and intend to strengthen their control over the next few decades. Within 5 years, Eddie Rama destroyed the electoral and political process and controlled the economy, the media and put civil society to sleep. Now he is demanding that these so-called achievements be perpetuated. Eddie Rama's worst act has been the division of people, that everyone should see his interest or that nobody cares about anyone if someone else is abused. It is not their job if the government breaks the flats on the new ring or Himar, or that the theatre is going to be demolished. Propaganda has turned Albanians against each other, said Lul Zimbasha. Democratic Party Chair Lul Zimbasha accuses Prime Minister Eddie Rama of funding a giant propaganda machine against the DP. The Democratic Party has never been more under attack than today. The Democratic Party, its leaders, its MPs and the simple Democrats themselves are targeted by the machinery of the government propaganda attacks from all sides. Eddie Rama and his group of robbers need the Democratic Party to be divided so that the DP can be seen as unreliable, added Basha. The rise of cynicism and mistrust of Albanians is the second goal of this propaganda. Eddie Rama also needs Albanians to think that everyone is alike, because crime and its corruption is something common. To achieve these public opinion impacts to manipulate public opinion, Eddie Rama has funded a giant propaganda operation costing tens of millions of euros, with money earned by corruption and crime against the Democratic Party and other critical voices, said Lul Zimbasha. The student protest did not stop today despite the rain and cold weather. They have called on citizens to join their protest. This is now the 11th day of the student resistance. The number of students protesting before the Prime Ministry has increased, while the inhabitants of Astir have joined their force. We are united by the great injustice and because they are citizens and everyone is invited to protest before the Prime Ministry, said one student. After joining the rally, the residents issued a call over the megaphone. We are with the students. We have a common cause, justice for the violations of rights. I am here as a parent to support the rights of my children, these students, said one resident to Aura News. Although the demonstration before the Prime Ministry is smaller today, there is a consistent rotation of students joining the action. Students are increasing from moment to moment. We will not stop, but we will keep going. I urge all Albanian citizens to get an umbrella and to come and give hope to Albania. Come to show the arrogant Prime Minister that we will not stop, that the sovereign do not bow to the arrogant so much as the arrogant must bow to the sovereign. Let's join together against evil, concluded a student named Clyde. On Monday, the Socialist Movement for Integration will join the student protest. Encouraging students in this protest, Chair of the Socialist Movement for Integration, Monika Kuramadi, said that attempting to negotiate with Eddie Rama is worthless. Join the student protest on Monday. If we do not join without party flags or membership cards, it will be too late for them, for us and for Albania. Albania's challenge is not to keep Edi Rama and a handful of people in power, but to open negotiations so that we can integrate into the European Union. Everyone board the van and join the protest. Today, like never before, we have the chance and opportunity to give hope to young people that this country will become a true state one day. Only Edi Rama does not want this. He is holding Albania hostage from development, negotiations and reforms of both the justice and electoral systems. For Monika Kuremardi, the new Ring Road project is an open theft. After the project was cancelled, Monika Kuremardi announced that the Socialist Movement for Integration will seek a lawsuit in court for the final cancellation of this project. As much as Edi Rama remains in power, the people will lose the hope that this country will progress, concluded Monika Kuremardi. The weather deterioration has brought problems to the ports of Saranda and Vlora, and as such, the Corfu-Saranda ferry line is currently suspended. Meanwhile, in the port of Vlora, there was a presence of water near the building of the administration, but the part of the terminal where the passengers are processed presented no problems, according to the Ministry of Infrastructure and Energy. Intense rain during the night also caused problems for the streets of the city of Vlora, some of which are now underwater. There have been quite long delays in the Vlora port due to flooding in a part of this area. The Vlora ferry landed 45 minutes late due to bad weather. In the port of Durrës, despite rainfall, the situation is normal, as with Shëngjin port, there are no problems and operations continue as normal. The General Marine Directorate has signalled to the captain of the ports to notify those sailing of the possibility that weather will deteriorate even further in the following hours. The Bank of Albania will take legal and infrastructure initiatives to facilitate and reduce the remittance costs for emigrants. Governor Genç Seko said that it is most important to achieve this in accordance with a concrete plan. Despite the developments I mentioned earlier, much remains to be done, and in this context I invite all to continue the efforts with the same intensity shown so far to modernise the domestic payment market. In the medium term, the Bank of Albania will focus efforts on a number of initiatives, highlighting further legal developments and infrastructural improvements as the most important. An important step in the medium term is the drafting of the bill for the payment of the account, said Genç Seko. Meanwhile, the Minister for Diaspora, Pendeli Majko, emphasised that remittances are a key source of revenue for the Albanian economy. The issue of remittance treatment is a matter of first-hand economic development for the country. It is a challenge for the future, which Albania cannot face seriously without dialogue with the local banking system. Without a common policy on this issue, we will soon be confronted with changing ways of migration and family reunification in the medium term, said Majko. According to the Bank of Albania, income from remittances continued to increase over the last year. The President of the Republic of Albania, Ilir Meta, was awarded the International Politician of 2018 by the FODIS Foundation. The head of the Albanian state was awarded the honour on the grounds of promoting and strengthening the relationship and friendship between Albania and Italy. At the gala ceremony held in Rome with the theme A Gift for a Smile, the president of the FODIS Foundation, Mr. Mario Bacchini, handed over the prestigious prize to President Meta, stressing that this appreciation is given annually to Italian personalities and foreigners who are highly regarded in their fields. President Ilir Meta thanked the FODIS Foundation, expressing his appreciation by saying, "This award goes to thousands of Albanians who live and work in Italy. This award goes to our beloved Arbresh, who united our two countries uniquely for 500 years, but also to the thousands of Italians who worked and lived in Albania for years. Your 18th edition of the foundation is titled A Gift for a Smile, and I, thanking you for your appreciation, I want to remind you of the quote from the great Albanian woman, Saint Mother Teresa. She said that peace begins with a smile," said Ilir Meta. The FODIS Foundation Award was also awarded to UNICEF, Neuromed Italia, the Italian Police Director Franco Gabrielli, and to the famous Italian singer Fausto Leali. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening. I'm off on a holiday, so the English edition will be on an intermission until the 3rd of January when my colleague Oliver returns, and you can join us again for the latest news from Albania every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and have a lovely weekend.